What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys the team builder portion for our match against Spectrum and the Heart Home Hoopas. Yeah, let's run through his team. So his team consists of Blacephalon, Mega Mawile, Kommo-o, Uxie, Rotom-Mow, Seismitoad, Cryogonal, Rabombi, Staraptor, Skuntank, Chinchino, and a Selgor, with Kommo-o, Chinchino, and Seismitoad being the Z users. Priority options in the Mega Mawile with Sucker Punch, Cryogonal with Ice Shard, Staraptor with Quick Attack, Skuntank with Sucker Punch, and I think Rotom-Mow also gets Sucker Punch technically. Hazard setting in Mega Mawile with Rocks, Kommo-o with Rocks, Uxie with Rocks, Seismitoad with Rocks, Rabombi with Sticky Web, and a Selgor with Spikes and Toxic Spikes. Removal options in Rotom-Mow with Defog, Cryogonal with Rapid Spin Defog, Rabombi with Defog, Staraptor with Defog, and Skuntank with Defog, and 4x weaknesses in Kommo-o to Fairy and Seismitoad to Grass. So, very threatening team overall. Lots of different options. I've used many of these mons myself in the past. Mega Mawile, I'm currently using the SSBL. Kommo-o, I had NCL Season 2. Uxie, Rotom-Mow, Rabombi I had all together on my NCL Season 1 roster. Seismitoad I had in Wailord. Staraptor I had in Nepal. Cryogonal I've used a couple times now in Red and D&D that you guys have seen on here. And a Selgor I've used in AABL as well as LET. And Chinchino I had in LET as well. So I'm very familiar with a lot of these mons. Just Blacephalon and Skuntank that I'm not as familiar with, but I've played against them a couple times now. So anyways, let's hop right into our team. First up is Galactus, making its debut in the tournament. Galactus, the unkillable monster. I'm a big Marvel fan, and I think Galactus is one of the coolest villains, and Munchlax is a lord, just like Galactus, so that's what Munchlax is here for. Munchlax is a beast to take on this Blacephalon. 100% walls the Blacephalon to hell and back because it can't get HP fighting. Not that it would matter because I'm fully Spadef. I take on Rabombi amazingly well. I take on a Selgor amazingly well. Basically any special attacker just cannot touch me. So things like physically offensive Kommo-o are a big problem for this Munchlax, but besides that, I just plow through shit with this, honestly. I really wish I could be a curse set this week because then I would just win. But I needed Earthquake. I couldn't rely on just mono Body Slam because then even if I'm walling the Blacephalon, I can't touch it. That's the big issue there. So I'd have to PP stall it, and I'm not really comfortable just trying to sit there and PP stall Blacephalon. So that's the whole idea there. Rest Sleep Talk just for some recovery, and we're fat as fuck, honestly. There's no reason for us not to just eat hits from everything. I don't even need to take away these IVs because I'm base 5 speed. Scarf Jirachi, Iron Head, U-Turn, Zen Headbutt, and Rocks. I was considering Fire Punch, but Iron Head is neutral against the Mega Mawile anyway, so I don't really need Fire Punch. Jirachi has a really solid matchup this week, especially as a Scarfer. I like it a lot in this matchup, and we'll see what happens. The only really reliable Scarfer that's going to speed it is the Blacephalon, but we are speed tying with Scarf Staraptor. It should not be able to kill me with a Final Gambit because of how high my base HP is. So from full, we will live a Final Gambit from Staraptor or a Selgor, which is perfect because I see the double Final Gambit down there, and don't think that I don't see it because I know that it's coming. Yeah, that's the whole idea there. Rocks are super clutch, and Scarf Rocks kind of bluffs that I don't have Scarf. Citrus Berry, Tornadus-Incarnate with Defog, U-Turn, Air Slash, and Heat Wave. Just getting a little bit of recovery there. Heat Wave obviously there for the Mega Mawile, things like the Rotom-Mow as well. And then Air Slash is a really reliable way to hit down mons like Kommo-o, super useful against the Selgor. It's a good chip against the Seismitoad. Seismitoad's a mon that I can't really deal with super well, so getting good chip on that is important. I'm running enough speed on the Tornadus for Blacephalon. That's going to be a common theme that we're going to see as well. That I'm speed tying Blacephalon there, or sorry, outspeeding Blacephalon, just a little bit of HP investment there too. Vileplume, Black Sludge, physically defensive set with Strength Sap, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Stun Spore. So I went with Dual Stab, Strength Sap. Strength Sap is just broken. I kind of just sit on the Kommo-o for a while. Obviously, I can't touch it with Sludge Bomb, but Giga Drain can eventually chip it down. And I love me some Paralysis, so I'm going to click Sun Spore pretty much as often as I can because it's like broken. Paralysis is just absolutely busted, and we're going to take a wild swing at paralyzing a lot of the team there with the Vileplume. As long as I can hit Stun Spore, that's 75% accuracy is like not fun. Mega Gallade, I'm bringing an SD Mega Gallade with knockoff Close Combat Zen Headbutt. Knockoff's there for the Uxie. That's almost the only reason why I would ever have it. Close Combat bodies a lot of this team, and what it doesn't body, Zen Headbutt bodies. So should be a fun matchup for Mega Gallade. It does get outsped by things like Scarfster, Rabombi naturally, Chinchino naturally, and a Selgor naturally, but the slower things I could set up on... Excuse me, I can set up on a few of them and just kind of beat them down. Enough speed on the Mega Gallade for the Blacephalon, and max attack, a little bit of Spadef actually, rather than HP this time, just because I think it'll give me a little bit more bulk to handle the Cryogonal and set up on the Cryogonal, or set up on the Uxie potentially as well. Bring Sash Galvantula. This is my dedicated lead to get up webs. Webs are absolutely amazing against this team, and I'm hoping that I can keep them up. Now, granted, we went through the entire list of defoggers, and it's quite a few, but webs would be pretty clutch to keep things like Scarf Blacephalon in check, as well as Kommo-o, from sort of like running wild, and keep Chinchino in a range where Mega Gallade can deal with it pretty well. Bug Buzz is a fairly effective way to be able to beat the Uxie and the Rotom-Mow, which is pretty important because I don't have a ton of other options there besides Flinch Axe. Energy Ball obviously there for the Seismitoad, and then Thunder is good at handling a lot of this team, especially the Staraptor is pretty clutch. Enough speed for the Blacephalon, max special attack, tiny bit of HP. If I match up against the Staraptor, I'm questioning whether or not I would just click Thunder. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like he would want to switch out of the Staraptor instead of just getting Thundered, but who knows. We'll see if it's Intimidate or Reckless and go from there. So that's going to be the team, and let's move on to the battle.
And we're back, but this time with a brand new logo. So what ended up happening between when I filmed the team builder and when this battle was played is Spectrum ended up dropping out. So our final opponent dropped out, and luckily Richard took his place. So big shoutouts to Richard for filling in, especially because this was the last day to play matches. So again, big ups to Richard for playing and his Oakland Rose Raiders. Super excited to be playing the final match at the very least, and not just, you know, getting an FF win at the last second. So I really appreciate that, and yeah, looking pretty scary. So let's go over what Richard's team would be total. Blacephalon, Mega Mawile, Kommo-o is a user, Uxie, Rotom-Mow, Seismitoad is a user, Cryogonal, Rabombi, Staraptor, Skuntank, Chinchino is a user, a Selgor, just in case you forgot. I wasn't expecting the Skuntank, Chinchino, or a Selgor, none of them came. Staraptor is a big threat. Excuse me, by the way. No Mega Mawile is huge. I'm really happy not to see Mega Mawile, although Vileplume really shut it down. So, yeah, Staraptor looks like a big boy threat against my team. I don't really have anything for it, and if it's Scarf, it'll outspeed my Mega Gallade, which looks like a big threat to his team, really. So that's sort of what's going on there. Kommo-o I'm not super worried about because I've got the Jirachi, the Tornadus, the Vileplume, and the Mega Gallade all there. And Munchlax's only job is to switch into the Blacephalon. That's its only job. Reasonably, that was its only job anyways, although it could have handled Rabombi as well, which didn't come. But that's, you know, that's going to be Munchlax's role. So let's hop right into things here. I'm just going to lead Galvantula. Webs don't look super good, but they look like they're okay to slow down the Kommo-o and the Blacephalon to me, especially if the Blacephalon's scarfed. And whatever leads against me, I can just Thunder, Bug Buzz, or Energy Ball. Like, it's pretty free against most things here with Galvantula. So the Staraptor lead comes out, and my Galvantula. We see the Intimidate, which is a little bit surprising. But once I see the Intimidate, I'm like, okay, Final Gambit is coming off at some point here, because I know that set, and I've seen it before. I'm surprised not to see Reckless, to be honest, because I think Reckless Brave Bird kind of just destroyed me. But I know Final Gambit's coming at some point. I don't know if this is just going to U-turn out or what, but it's definitely going to be Scarf. I actually kind of misplay here. not expecting the final gambit to come off this turn, and I click Thunder as the final gambit does come off this turn. It takes me to my stash, obviously, and this Raptor goes down. Kind of a big threat gone though, which I'm okay with. And the Kommo-o comes in. I went for webs this turn as he shows to have a double Scarfer. So 2 Scarfs with the Kommo-o and this Raptor there, and Galvantula's down now. I don't know what to think, but Scarf Kommo-o is really good for me. The fact that it's not a setup is really good for me. I'm questioning my life now and whether or not this is going to be a 6-choice Scarf team like the one that I brought against Ice. Because Blacephalon's still there, and I'm not sure if that's Scarf or not. But the fact that this is locked into Drain Punch means Gallade gets to come in for free and set up an SD for free. In comes the Uxie. I'm not sure what sort of set this is, because knockoff should do a lot, and we don't see Colbur, and it just gets knocked out. So not physically defensive, I'm guessing. The game's going pretty fast. There's been 3 KOs in 4 turns now, and in comes the Blacephalon. I actually could have just killed this Blacephalon with knockoff, but I was scared of being a Scarf and getting a Beast Boost off of a Shadow Ball, which is indeed what it clicks, and Munchlax obviously switches in for free, and I get a Body Slam off because I know he can't stay in, so there's no point in me clicking Earthquake when I can Body Slam. We get a Para on the Seismitoad, which is kind of big. So the Seismitoad is just going to set up rocks on my switch into Gallade. I misplay here again by clicking Knockoff and not just clicking SD, as the Scald comes off, and it doesn't burn me, sorry, it burns me, and then I have to SD anyways, so the better play would have just been to SD twice, really, and then click Close Combat, because I'm going to click Close Combat now, and I'm not going to be able to kill the Seismitoad because of the burn. And then Gallade's going to go down, which I'm actually kind of okay with because, again, I haven't confirmed if this is Scarf Blacephalon or not. So, you know, the Kommo-o can just lock itself into Outrage against my no Fairy. I didn't bring a Fairy to this match. What's my Fairy? Oh, Permarine. I didn't bring Permarine to this match anyways. So Kommo-o clicking Outrage seems pretty free. I just have to go into whatever here. Like, obviously, my entire team besides Munchlax is faster than the Seismitoad now. So I'm going to have to go into Vileplume because it's going to force into Blacephalon, which lets me go into Munchlax. I think it does, unless, yeah, okay. So, obviously I get to go into Munchlax for free here, and we eat the Overheat. Based on that damage, we actually find out that it's Specs, so I'm a little bit regretting not just staying in with a Gallade, now that I know that this is a Specs Blacephalon, because I could have just killed it with Knockoff, and, like, the game might have actually just been over at that point. I don't know what would have happened if the Kommo-o had Dragon Stab or not, but had I just stayed in with Gallade, I could have just 5-0'd this entire game, and just, like, once I blew this Blacephalon back. I was concerned about a Sash set, too. That would have been a little bit scary. Sash Flame Charge. So I'm just going to Body Slam the Kommo-o, and we're not going to get the Para, but obviously I can go into my Vileplume for free here. It makes a really good read and Ice Punches on the Vileplume switch-in, which I think is really solid. Jirachi actually could have been a decent switch-in too there. I go for the Stun Spore. Rotom-Mow is a pretty free switch-in here, and then I'm just going to Sludge Bomb on the turn that he Will-O-Wisps here. And then I think I Strength Sapped this turn, or I opted to kill this. I can't remember exactly. I think I Strength Sap on the Volt Switch as he Volt Switches into Blacephalon. Because Blacephalon obviously resists the Sludge Bomb, and I get all my HP back because Blacephalon's got a really high attack stat. So now Vileplume's primed to still take on the Kommo-o, and Munchlax gets to come in here on the Psyshock. So Psyshock's a really good play. I wasn't anticipating Psyshock. I totally forgot this thing even got Psyshock. I just didn't think that it had any way to hit Munchlax. So really solid that Spec Psyshock was able to deal with my Munchlax, but now it lets me bring in my Jirachi, which gets his big Zen Headbutt off here basically for free because Psyshock's not touching me, and the Rotom-Mow is just going to be the sack. Blacephalon has to come back in and has to click Shadow Ball, so I'm just going to opt to sack up my Vileplume, really. I don't care. Sorry, it goes for Flamethrower. It doesn't really matter. I go into my Dorn here. I just need damage on this, and then as long as I don't miss his Zen Headbutt, Jirachi cleans because it's Scarf. So I'm going for damage, and he opts to sack the Kommo-o, which in the end really doesn't matter unless I miss this Air Slash, because Blacephalon gets the chip that I need for Iron Head to kill now. So I don't have to worry about missing, and Jirachi is just going to be able to clean up this game. I think I ended up choking a little bit by not just staying in with Gallade on Blacephalon, but I did anticipate it to be Scarf again. Like, I was thinking triple Scarfer in my head, because I don't think it's so out of the world when I brought 6 Scarfers in pool play. Like, triple Scarf didn't seem that... I mean, honestly, Scarf Kommo, I don't know if that was really the way to beat my team, but definitely... Scarf Raptor, Scarf Blacephalon, I could have seen putting in a lot of work. Obviously, Specs Blacephalon was kind of necessary to be able to actually beat Munchlax, so It was a really good bring, but I was anticipating the Scarf, and otherwise Mega Gallade probably could have just won after setting up that SD. I probably just set up another SD on the Seismitoad and then close combat, and then I don't know where I would go from there, but at the very least Blacephalon, which was the biggest threat to my team at the end of the game there, would have been dead a long time ago. So that's going to end out our pool play. We're going to finish 1-4 -9. Honestly, not the worst differential that it could have been. I got haxed in a few of these games, and I'm not really going to do a recap for this, I don't think, because there's no way I make brackets at this point, so I'm out of the tournament. That doesn't mean that my chances for the NPL are done, but it means that I'm out of the actual tournament. So I had a blast. I enjoyed playing all these matches, honestly. I'm glad that I got to at least pick up one win. I thought that I used a few things decently well. I think I used Nidoqueen really well this tournament. I think I used Vileplume really well this tournament. I think I didn't use Mega Gallade or Kyurem Black very well. I think Torn I used well this tournament. Munchlax obviously only came to this game and it had one purpose, so I can't really say much about that. Regirock was not put in positions where it could do well, to be honest. Umbreon was okay. Primarine I think I used well this tournament as well. So, I can't be too mad about how I performed. I think I performed up to expectations, considering the group and how difficult this group was off the top. I've seen a lot of people saying this is like one of the harder groups, if not the hardest group. So, I was kind of anticipating going in that I might finish 1-4 just based on the competition. I'm not like up to the level of some of these guys. I think I can be with enough practice and maybe a better draft. Not having reliable removal kind of sucked. I regret not having that. And double poison wasn't fantastic because it made Psychic decently work against my team. But we live and we learn, and that's how we improve, right? So that is going to round out the tournament. Like I said, 1-4 -9. Pretty much what I expected. So we'll take that as we will, and hopefully we will still be on the journey to make the NPL. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this series, and I will come at you with an NPL draft recap if I make the NPL or not. I'm not going to bother doing an update video highlighting that or anything, because I don't think that I would want to spoil a surprise. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time.